open quote here, your enemy has destroyed you. Your enemy has us destroying ourselves, close quote. I say we have victimisers, not enemies, okay? If a child is being abused, is the abuser the child's enemy or abuser? Right? There's a reason that certain words are used for certain scenarios. You have to control language and not let others control it for you. Or in other words, you need to establish our own narrative, which is separate from and outside of the anti-white narrative. To say anti-whiteism or anti-whites are an enemy is a lie, and that's letting anti-whites have control, right? So we have victimisers who abuse us. Anti-whiteism is hate and abuse towards Western kind, and everyone knows abuse is wrong. So Jesse asks, open quote, what other white people who know exactly what they are doing, exactly what they have been doing, and have let them go scot-free, have suppressed the information for years? Right, so individuals involved directly in acts of anti-whiteism. Okay, and asking, how are they not our enemies? If they openly say that they hate whites, they hate the white race, they want to destroy us, how are they not our enemies? He asks. And so I reiterate, we don't have enemies because an enemy is just an opponent, and they can be the good guys if that's the situation, which could make us evil. Okay? And in the anti-white narrative, white folk who are evil, okay, branded as evil, and live up to the character of evil whites within the anti-white narrative, right? They're slandered and hated, essentially, right? Because they're bad. They're the bad guys. Again, vast majority of people in general, not just whites, but people in general, are averse to and oppose that which they consider to be evil. Alright? So if you are the evil character in the anti-white narrative, well then you're the bad guy. So it doesn't matter if they're your enemy, because they're the good guy and you're the bad guy, and you're still evil. Alright? So at most you're a terrorist. Hence, we have victimisers, as abusers are always the ones that are immoral, the evil ones, harming the innocent. Alright? So if it's enemies, that means it can be two equal people, or groups, nations, whatever. And it really depends on, subjective interpretation of who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. But when it's an abuser and a victim, it's a plain and simple, straightforward situation. Anti-whites are the abusers, and Western kind is the victim. Okay? That way, there's no way for them to twist it into us being the evil character in their anti-white narrative. Which, that's where they get all their power from. Alright? So it's important to control language like this. Open quote, are they our good friends? Are they idiots who didn't know any better? Close quote. Again, they are abusers, conscious or not. Just anti-white. Anyone's harming Western kind is acting in an anti-white manner. Alright? It's just a fact of the matter. So, are you beginning to see how we automatically win if we control the language and stay within our own narrative? It still doesn't quite catch on. He says, open quote, they are our enemy, and they have no shame in it. You, however, won't call them what they happily act as because of perception. Close quote. So again, I just say no, because an enemy can be good, making us evil. Hence that always loses, because it makes you the evil character in the anti-white narrative. And you're in their narrative, they have power, they win. It's their logical conclusion from their premises, which is white erasure. But as a victimizer, alright, is always evil, so we are automatically the good guys. So they can't put us into the anti-white narrative as the bad guys, because that's actually a form of the anti-white abuse, which makes them the bad guys in the anti-white, or in the white positive narrative, the going free narrative. Okay? So we just stay in our narrative, and them just being them, they expose themselves as hateful bigots, anti-whites, who discriminate on the basis of our race and promote white erasure and complete destruction of Western kind. And the more they try to point the finger at us and call us names, etc., etc., the worse they look. It should be pretty straightforward. I don't know. It is a bit to take on, a bit to grasp, but shouldn't take too long, too many reiterations to get it to sink in. So think, and remember, words matter. So speak wisely, choose your words wisely, think wisely. Take it easy.